Hello everybody, I'm Ryan, and we find ourselves rather chilly indeed. Look at this start, nothing but snow as far as the eye can see. Well, not quite all snow. There are a couple of things that we must take advantage of. The only thing that this ice ball of a planet has going for it are the occasional geothermal springs, the freshwater lakes that, because of some sort of strange undersea heating, remain unfrozen, unlike the barren land around it. These lakes will be a source of food that we must utilize if we are to get plump and thrive. Occasionally as well, that wellspring of hot water will occasionally lead to an unfrozen oasis. Now, you will see that there is sand around it. Alas, this is supposed to be a snow oasis. The game doesn't visually know how to deal with it, so you will see these little yellow navels across the map. Don't worry about that. They represent one of the few sources of food on this map. For snow is without food. We are trapped. We are starving, but we must thrive. And thrive we shall. My mission today is to create a, pardon the pun, literal snowy oasis, a beautiful home for humankind, a bastion of safety in this desolate, freezing world that humanity can flock to, behind the beautiful, I like to say heated Georgian walls. In order to do this, we must of course found a city, and I'm going to choose to found my city next to the lake. Food is scarce, and this small source of fish, well, this is something that I must not pass up. We will heat the souls of man. We will protect them. We need to do more than feed people. We need to give people something to believe in, something to drive them, to cause them to flock to my banner. So, straight to religion we go. We must also cling on to the hope that maybe, just maybe, there is something else on this snowy rock of a planet. We must scout it. At the very least, on this map, resources are so scarce that we will find people willing to kill, willing to take everything from us. An early warning system is needed. As we travel around, we will find small bastions of humanity holding somehow against the cold. We will find them. We will invite them back into our land, and they will help us. Remember as well that this is not Tundra. No, this is snow. Tundra can often be worked. Tundra will often have resources on it. Snow commonly does not. We find a band of scallywags. We must be careful. My bastion of civilization, they will find us. They will try to take everything that we have. Second population joins our nation. And as you can see, another fisherman has been employed. There will quickly come a time when food is no longer as easy to gain. Every population requires 2 food, and the amount of tiles that produce 2 food, well, they're slim. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 tiles. Not many people can survive on this cold, barren planet. Every soul that we have must be utilized. We must be the salvation we would want to see. But just because life is hard doesn't mean that we shouldn't try and bring humanity back to this desolate world. We must find locations that combine beautiful mountains, fresh water rivers, somehow heated by undersea thermal vents, and these oases, these small bastions of life. There are 2 down here. I will attempt to settle into this region. Alas, our isolation was only going to last so long. We have been found. Luckily, this natural bay is incredibly tough to attack, a natural defensive mechanism that makes Helm's Deep seem weak, a curved river that must be crossed not once but twice, hills, woods, shores of a mountain range. This is where we make our stand. Having settled for now over 500 years, we finally develop the idea of government. Do we drive the few population we have into production, encouraging them to gather their supplies to make new settlements, to build important infrastructure? Or do we instead look for something else, something to believe in? For me, the idea that there is a God King. That must be what we do. To the north, more hope for humanity. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these oases of life in a very short distance from each other. This is a spot we must settle. But for now, our eyes turn inwards once again. We will have time to settle, eventually. But until that point, we must give the population something to aspire to, something to believe in. On such a disgustingly difficult planet, we must have faith. So we begin our first holy site. We also desperately need production. And so we start with mining, followed by sailing. Amazingly though, there are other civilizations on the map. City-states attempting to create create some sort of order in this frozen chaos. Will they be our allies? Will they be our foes? Only time will tell, but for now, they offer us a small amount of resources, gold, production towards units. But as the third population kicks into my city, hard choices must be made. As you can see, they're desperately trying to feed themselves. But what use are more mouths to feed if there is nothing that we can do to produce for them? No, we must pull away from fishing this sparse, understocked land, and we must instead send our civilians out to work in the cold snow. Our fourth production. Our city will stagnate for now, but maybe this holy site will finish just a little quicker. Our worst fears, however, are confirmed. Not only have we been spotted from across the safety of the Western Lake, we have now been spotted from the east, the much more vulnerable east. And what few units we have, well, they're all around the map, searching desperately for some part of this planet that we can live on. That search is futile, but we cannot let ourselves be attacked, be taken advantage of. So some of our gold must go inward to defenses. Hold the pass. Do not let ourselves become attacked. Unfortunately, our fears really do seem like they're being confirmed. Another continent found. Oceania. Does it offer us hope? Alas, it too appears to be totally frozen. Harsh climates breed ingenuity, and we have now discovered the mechanism to mine the snow. What are we mining? I like to think that our entire economy is simply made from igloos, professional snowballs for snowball fights. Whatever it is, it's being piled into the holy site. And after 1,000 years of toil, so beautiful, so pure, that the snow itself appears to have become floating doves. And with the holy site comes hope, belief, faith that somehow this world can be tamed. And whilst the world appears to be nothing but a frosy blob, the pantheon of these beautiful, warm, nutritious geothermal oases have come back. Surely salvation can come from these beautiful creations. Upon this belief, the Lady of the Reeds and Marshes is born. And whilst it's expensive, oases begin to become accumulated into the city, providing not just food, but productive soil. Perhaps there is hope after all. The paradise I'm creating, the resources at my disposal, people are trying to take them from me. We must be careful. We must protect what is ours. As long as we use the terrain, we fight cleverly, we can win. We must win. 1,640 years after the founding of our city, finally we take to the freezing waters around our capital, and we tame these fishy beasts, scraping what little food we can for as long as we can. Hope is infectious. Citizens leave the sanctuary of our walls to find more hope. Far to the north, a surprising discovery. New types of heat coming from the soil. Unlike before, where the heat came through these snowy oases, instead geothermal fissures. This could provide something special, something unique, something incredibly scientific. We must investigate more. Four-legged beasts of burden somehow able to withstand the cold. Let's add these to the unique resources that we must bring into our empire. So far, we've been trying to work against the cold, but what if instead we embrace it, we nurture it, we accept that we cannot best it, and instead we bend it into our will? After all, the land around is, to some, breathtaking, if you like the cold. A controversial idea appears. Why don't we get rid of some of the finite resources around our capital? I know some of the very little biodiversity available to us to create these new, beautiful preserves of nature. Maybe there is another way to live. That idea, however, remains far-fetched. A dark age besets our population. Well, 2,000 years of cold is likely to do that. It's pretty chilly. No matter, the fight continues. And 2,000 years after our first, the second settlement begins. Nestled between two warm oases. Perhaps this city can be something special. Just perhaps. Finally, we have gold. I'm going to use that gold to buy myself a shrine. In this dark age, the only thing we can do is give our people something to believe in. A new resource appears. Iron. It's cold. It's difficult to mine. Perhaps we can make weapons of it. But unbelievably, we have found others. A different form of civilization. Another one that thrives in the cold. Scotland. And worryingly, Scotland appears to be thriving. Somehow. What is this? A city in the snow. They have mines. They have oasis. They're even working on a mountain wonder. 43 science, 26 culture. This news only adds to the depressive feeling in our civilization. Are we the people that deserves to thrive in the snow? Soul searching must be done. One thing we can do, collaborate. Share resources between our civilizations. Roads begin to connect our civilization. But in our darkest times, hope appears. A prophet here to guide the way in the snow. By working together, we create an environment that is able to feed the weakest, to pull those members of society to the top, to put a pickaxe artifacts in their hands. We must help the world. Our mission here is for civilization to thrive. Our population has a zeal. They develop something that no other missionary on this planet ever has. Skis. And with these skis, we will feed the world. For the first time, people are willing to ally to us. Mogadishu bands together with us in the cold, and they share maps with us. Those maps bring news. A forest to the north of breathtaking beauty. This must be explored further. Armani is employed to bring more maps back, to go on a tour, an Armani tour. And now that we have something to believe in, we instead can turn to urban planning. Let us utilize our strengths. Let us band together to make more. Another individual comes in from the blizzard. Lincoln, equally studious, equally cultured. What are these people doing? How are they able to thrive in the snow where we can't? We must investigate further. We must explore their secrets. What are they doing so differently? How are they able to aqueduct the ice? Only time will reveal the secrets. Gold is a precious resource, but when the world offers you iron, you must take it, especially when the land around is just pretty enough to forgive such ugly intrusions. More production, more science, more resources, full stop. We must be doing something right. Barbarians are now beginning to attack from all sides. Protect our wagons where we can, as we tragically find out everything is just too fragile. Return back to the borders, huddle for safety. The world is cruel. And we ask Magnus to arrive, able to clear land efficiently, to provide food, to train settlers without loss. We need you if we have any hope at spreading and populating this frozen world. Disaster. Our wagon destroyed. We must do better. We must fight to protect our land. Meanwhile, those appear willing to brave the snow, to spread the good word. Venture out. You know you must. Oh, these barbarians are tough. That is a man-at-arms. Our slinger, our poor slinger, hides back. Is this it? Is this all we can do? This is a brutal land. Oh my lord. Our worst fears. They are confirmed. A barbarian force is gathering. Defense. We need to defend. Give yourself bows. We must protect ourselves for as long as we can. This might explain. For Science Campus with a library. Civilization in Washington is strange, advanced, frightening. Another stronger opponent makes their way in from the cold. Nubia. 73 science per turn. We must hold firm and sell our iron. Finally, a breakthrough. The Grove. Faith, culture, food, hope for the tiles around. For the first time, we truly feel, maybe we can tame the cold. Whilst we were hoping for a golden age, at least the dark has now left us. A classical republic is formed. An army is mustered. Another steps in from the cold. Brazil this time. Of course, the snowy rainforests. Yes, it all makes perfect sense. The world gathers together. An opportunity to bend their voices to my will. Why don't we build city center buildings? Why do we strengthen our range defenses? Well, unfortunately, one of those resolutions didn't go through, but now we can build walls already increased by our Georgian wall building speed. Is this safety? I'm not sure. We must pray that it is, although ouch. Just like that, 2 population lost to a blizzard. It's another reminder that this world is absolutely horrible. Discovery of currency. It should be celebrated, but we can't. There are enemies at every door. There are beautiful areas of the map far, far away from us. Still, for a moment, we can simply forget and stare into the multicolored mountains. Oh, of all the places to go, this is not the place. Our preserve, our defenses yet to be ready. Don't do it. Eleanor, a ray of sunshine in a terribly cold world. Again, with very worryingly developed cities. Do you like some iron? No. Oh, they did it. They did it. Ouch. The grove must be repaired. A reminder, if we needed one, that everything is never safe. And is it with hope or disappointment that we finally confirm the world is indeed round and it is indeed full of snow in every direction? All my people can hope is that somehow we can claw a golden age back. At this point though, just surviving is going to be an achievement. Finally, there is a luxury we can buy on the map. Exciting reports from a distance though. We have found a civilization that specializes in trade with city-states, providing obscene amounts of gold and culture resources that we lack. Quick, spread our good word. Use our Georgian ways to double up our envoys. They will become our allies. Well, let's get ready by beginning to trade with these city-states. Let the gold flow. A new building in the capital, a temple, providing more food, more shelter against against the coming storm. The effort is straining our civilians, but the Ancestral Hall, this will help. A new face, Kublai. How many more people could there be in this world? Well, 8. I know that. I made the map. But still, who really knows? The Great Forest seems to continue. Look at this. All the way to the west. Silk, as far as the eye can see. And a forest that never seems to end. There are lands out here. We just need to go and find them. The final person on this map, Zulu. Somehow, shielding their armies from the blizzards. And almost exactly 4,000 years after the founding of civilization, a change in our faith. The introduction of a pope. Pope Ursa may be the person to guide us. Well, the SETI states certainly think so. Now, as I gain envoys, I will be able to convert them to my religion. A very handy way of spreading my religion throughout the map. And to celebrate this change in faith, the purchase of a second grove, culture, faith, food, oh, we have it all. Deep in the capital, the Ancestral Hall is finished. We now have something else to lead us. And now, a mission to settle far and wide. If civilization won't come to us, we will bring civilization to them. And a new leader, Moksha. Moksha promises many things, but of them, his ability as a patron saint and divine architect, well, those things will be very interesting indeed. There is another religion, only followed by a single city. Why don't we just nip this in the bud? Maybe, just maybe we can convince them to follow our religion. Alas, they got wind of what we were trying to do. It was worth a try. It was worth a try. And that little foray, although short-lived, will guarantee a golden age. The barbarians fight against this civilization. They must keep the world the frozen, desolate snowball, but we must fight against it. We must civilize. We must protect our lands for as long as we can. Hold, get those walls up. But isn't this a glowing endorsement of our work? Our capital, the largest city in the world. We must continue building. An opportunity strikes, however. As you can see, the barbarians are not happy with us being here, but heathen conversion. You will join us. I swear to you, you will join us, whether you like it or not. Another opportunity. Engaging in diplomacy. We find that 2 of the city-states on the map require eurekas for construction. Building a watermill. Now that is something that I can very easily provide. Religion spread. Religion spread. Era score obtained. And here we are. In the frozen plains to the east, we make our first conversion. Suddenly, followers, an army. Fragile and probably likely to die, but still an army. And yes, it's true. We did lose one of our initial followers, but there are always more. Always more. A 4th settlement appears on top of a silk resource, which immediately I can trade for enough gold to start on another preserve. Expansion will continue. And unbelievably, in the Renaissance era, a golden age and a turning point for the ideology, the beliefs of our civilization. What are we trying to do? Do we focus inward? Do we expand? Or do we spread the glorious word? For me, the choice is simple. As much as I would love to continue expanding, to bring more people into my empire by creating more people, it's more important that we convert those that are on the map. So Exodus, fast, highly charged prophets and missionaries and apostles that gain me era score when I convert other people. We now have a true, glorious purpose. And to help this, continuing to look beyond my borders, we pick a mosque. More spreading. Outwards, people. Outwards. Perhaps Nalanda would like to join the cause. A 5th settlement, and our reach continues to expand. We welcome the arrival of our first mosque. Now, our missionaries will be turbo-powered. Like, for instance, this missionary. 6 charges. Off you go. We have some friends to add. At last, alliances begin to get made. Slowly gathering friends, all to help me conquer. Well, you know, convert the hearts and minds, conquer. It's all the same thing, really. Terrible news from the cold. Kumasi has fallen, conquered by Eleanor of Aquitaine. My traders to city-states are no longer going to do anything of use. Never mind. We will redeploy them back to the capital. It's probably for the best that, you know, nobody actually goes outdoors. We made a boat. Preslav was very happy that we made a boat. A 6th settlement nestled between 2 beautiful hot springs. What better way to gang together than by crowning me a king? The Ice King. It's got a good ring to it, isn't it? Our beautiful capital continues to develop. As you can see, we now have a harbor. Let's bring in more food, more survival opportunities for our glorious citizens. And now, the aforementioned superwoods has been claimed. Life hanging on to the edge, these beautiful barren wildernesses. Oh yeah, that is going to be a wonderful preserve. Now this is a find. The people of the letter turn faith into things. Potentially we can start on monuments. Anything to push us through the culture tree. The snow takes its toll, however. My poor scout was ambushed by 4 barbarian units on the same turn. They just all appeared in a circle. Oh, stick to the walls, I think. Stay hidden, stay safe. With my religion spread, the people of Nalanda join happily, which is useful because Nalanda's unique improvement, I believe, can be built on the snow. Not many things can be built in the snow, so this is of huge interest to us. Another glorious preserve. Introduce the grove and watch my population become fed, cultured, happy, spiritual. All of the things a growing empire needs. This is a 3 technology. Stirrups, pastures, gaining extra food. Food is something we require. Fantastic. Anything we can now really do is make my people safe. When I say safe, I mean really safe. Siege tactics. Let's unlock the Georgian walls. Oh look, the world has given me culture bombs. Oh, I was building preserves, so that has given me approximately nothing. More people join me. They come out of the cold to worship me with everything they have. Every time we let our guard down, however, our sanctuary is further pillaged. Please leave me alone. I have nothing here you need. Actually, that's a lie. Everything about my land is perfect. Zanzibar follows my religion. 1 envoy is worth 3. 2 envoys are worth 5. Look at that. Beautiful. Everything may be on fire, but perhaps everyone is happy. Another grove. Let us replace the losses from my capital. Overbuild them quickly. Here is the divine architect himself. Now my faith goes even further. 400, and we can make a district. Very nice indeed. Something to get behind. An aid request? No. Unfortunately, everyone has learned to live with the snow. They are giving no aid whatsoever. We've also made a place for books. We may live in a snowy, desolate hellscape, but that doesn't mean we can't enjoy some of the finer things, like good writing, good times. I've enjoyed being a king, but I feel like our people need a more spiritual guide. So we changed to theocracy. The idea here being we can make better use of our gluttonous amounts of faith, something we will be doing in a second. I would like hugely upgraded apostles. I can remove a religion or 2. It would help me to sleep better at night. Groves and more groves. Finally, the culture of our empire is becoming not brilliant, but at least respectable. 6 groves. Beautiful. Just beautiful. The patron saint is here. Perfect. With 5 turns left, we can get Giga Apostles. These will be the cornerstone of civilization. Unfortunately, our religious target is perfectly the other side of the planet. Get your skis on, lads. This is going to be quite the journey. The barbarians in the storm are unrelenting now. Cavalry attacks. Oh, that is not good. We do have troops on the way, but the blizzard has turned everyone on this map brutally difficult. It also makes me wonder about the technological state of the players on this map. Yeah, 16 techs ahead of us. They have adapted to the snow way better than I ever thought they would. 3 cavalry. 3 of them. It gets worse. Worse and worse and worse. Keep fighting. We must. We have to. At least we have another golden age. Although the question is, do any of them actually help us at all? The short answer to that is no. Perhaps Reformer coinage is the only one that might give us era score. But there is this thing called Steam. Maybe this will save us. 1 era score for industrial or later buildings produced. We will make some. We are fairly technologically advancing. Well, I say that. Are we? Probably not. A faith city-state has finally been found. Hallelujah. Quite literally. Vatican. Well, I have called myself a pope. Potentially a fantastic ally. The barbarians know what to do. They go straight for my preserves. Leave them alone. They are the bastions of humanity. I'm doing what I can, but there are simply too many. No matter. We will fight. We will succeed. Oh my lord. Kamasi has been liberated? A grand day. Doesn't follow my religion anymore, but it could. We will do our best to claim it once again. All the while, my 8th city appears. A metropolis is now falling. You can do it. You know you can do it. Moksha brings a gift. A +4 industrial zone. We are finally turning the snow into something productive. We're also working on the Grandmaster's Chapel, because yes, these cavalry, they are very annoying. Nubia will find my arguments persuasive, removing 75% of their religion, and with triple spread, my religion is here to stay. And stay it will. Trust me, this is a religion you really want to follow. You can create Create as many emergencies as you like. Civilization wants to join my empire. They want to get in from the cold. Why don't we just let them? That's what I say to you. More preserves, more groves, and some rather lovely tiles have now begun to sprout. A huge breakthrough in our fight against the cold. Our unique walls are here, giving faith, giving tourism, most importantly, protecting us from the elements. Perhaps civilization can indeed thrive behind our own walls. Maybe, just maybe, it's possible. Somehow, in the snow, we have gone above 100 culture. It's taken us 190 turns, but given the circumstances, I'm sure you can understand. Our ambitions have had to be on ice. Let's make the walls. They're cheap, but they are glorious. Finally, safety, a place to hide against the snow. The Georgian walls are complete, and with it, faith, security, hope. Dare we dream? Dare we hope that somehow we might win this? I don't know. First, the Vatican. We are the Pope. Now we push to the final stage of our Utopia project. With every purchase, just a little bit of paradise is brought to this land. Oh, culture, faith, food, respite against the snow. It is something. My population is in need of safety so much that they can build my unique Renaissance walls in the same time that they can build a granary. Just goes to show. An emergency fails, and with its failure, my population is rich from bribes. Perhaps the world is now beginning to believe. Scotland once had a religion. It's still here, but we are very persuasive. Truly hope. Hope for the world. 15 population in a single city. How's that for survival? More than survival. We are thriving. More beautiful geothermal water. Let's get cooking. After, of course, we'll get some more of these fantastic apostles. Ultimately, what is survival in the snow than conserving life? And we've now done that. Let's go one step beyond that. Let's make sanctuaries. Let's make national parks. If we are to become the ultimate salvation of humankind, we must make it so that people want to be here. I've got appealing land and different bits and pieces. Yeah, look, there's lots of this is appealing. This will be fine. We keep settling. Fight back against the elements. Our first sanctuary. Salvation against the snow. Look at it. Oh, the yields, the science. It's also worth mentioning that with conservation, these glorious walls now have tourism. The first citizens of the world are beginning to move in. Keep going. The settling continues. We do what we can with what we have, which is mainly building more preserves. The first park is created, a haven for people, respite from the cold. Most importantly, a juicy 20 tourism. We're going to need a few more of these, but luckily, once you make one, the rest are very easy to follow. This forest will indeed become a haven. The sprawling empire, proof of our civilization's flourishing ability. We are thriving. We must continue to thrive. New guidance is needed. Somebody to marshal the great woods. To that, we turn to Rayna, able to cultivate the prettiest, most appealing woods in the entire game. The city will be salvation for all. And with the powers of the letter, a mighty, mighty force, new civilizations, settlements against the Tundra can simply spring up, fully fledged with walls. That doesn't give faith to people. I don't know what will. Already, the modern era. And whilst the heartbeat of Steam doesn't really accurately describe my population, national park spam absolutely does. The tourists are now flooding in, and religiously, well, we've been busy. Our main issue is Eleanor, who, for whatever reason, insists on having her own religion. This is unacceptable. 7, 14, 21, 25 beautiful appeal in a national park. You may think, oh, that's good. That's all we need. No. Rayna brings hope. A maximum of +6 appeal on a tile surrounded by other woods. Now look, this is a city. 35 tourism, 42, 36. People will flock. This city is about more than tourism. It's about hope. That's why it's so powerful. Only one thing is certain. We can, or must, never stop settling. Keep it going. Every sanctuary gives hope and yields and food. Finally, Pingala has arrived to try hope beyond hope, to give us any form of science. It has been a scienceless run. The walls are now up and we have 400 tourism. The draw of this nation is beginning to tell. Look at these tourists. Brilliant. The world is proving resistant to my religion. Random ideas keep popping up everywhere, and It is frustrating. Our tourism is climbing, but it is not yet enough to draw the eyes of everyone. Please, just let me get out of the cold and finish this. I've had enough. Let me win. Some civics are more appropriate than others, and this one, yeah, I've been cold all game. Slowly we build the tourism. Slowly we convert to the masses. We just keep making our land more and more appealing. Hopefully people will join me eventually. Alas, would you believe seaside resorts? They can't be built on snow. I know. Sort of ridiculous improvement is that? Not one that I understand. Let's just find out what computers are and go from there. But one way or another, we were able to do it. We were able to convince the world's masses to follow our ways, to escape the snow. And really, yes, technically, this religious victory is what did it. But my tourism, well, it was inevitable. Once I had computers, once I had the Eiffel Tower, once we had researched environmentalism, that too was inevitable. Today's mission was a mission in building, in spreading, in culturing, in George Michaeling, and refusing to build any wonders at all. Now, this was simply a mission of surviving on one of the most disgustingly difficult maps we've ever seen. And this, if anything, is a message as to why Feed the World can salvage any poor start. Before we go though, there is something just extra that I would like to show you all. This is what we've been waiting for. The salvation for all. A simple message, wish you were here. 100% tourism to all national parks. We were on 500 tourism. No, now 800. 800 tourism. And thus, we begin to catch everyone. And finally, environmentalism with computers takes us to 1,246 tourism. We are now claiming 7 tourists every turn. America is only gaining 1.7. So, as you can see, the tourism victory would now be guaranteed. This is a frozen, horrible world. This is an icebox that nobody should have to live on. Today, however, we mastered it, and that is the story of Snow, Georgia. One final warning, you may have noticed that we've been invaded by cavalry and Curacao barbarians for the last 100 turns. Well, I spoke to their leader, and unfortunately they confirmed that they were attacking because I hadn't liked and subscribed. Unfortunately, it seems they take great offense to this. You know, just as a warning in case your defenses weren't as effective as mine. Thank you so much, everybody. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. And finally, a very special shout out goes to Glorious Petra, Plebin Ferdas, Poppy Dude, The Nickerman, Mushkin Mandletort, Matthew Wilkinson, Paul Coffey, Toon General, Kappa Yobby Virani, The Uncivil Engineer, Radiatore, Dayboy91, Dan Jamo, Scott Stratton, Skeptical Bear, Cinnamon Beard, Private Selection, Genoa Salami, Callum Billy, Garrett Gowan, El Truant, Creston, RB Hedge, Burial, I'm Daft, Gooberman, Dr. Bobby, Mixomatosis, NTG Golfman, Indigenous 68, Teddy Zursa, Barnaby Rex, Charlie Bears, Nate the Great, Alex Frost, Mean Penguin, Interplanet Janet, Frankincense Battlezord, Geography Teacher, Juvara, Morax, Sinikush, Echo Bear, Legally Trash, Sorted Dutch, Rad Bickley, Shadow of Gaia, Bob Tway, Abstract Fun, Slither Alley, JP Genius, Arctic Fox, Bookaluk79. Thank you everyone for your support. Goodbye!